All right, it seems we have gone live on YouTube and Facebook. If you bear with me for just a moment, we're getting Periscope fired up. It likes to be the one that gives us problems. So bear with me for just a moment. And we will get started. I hope you all are having a good morning. It's Monday, February 13th. And I've got a few news items today. Just a few. Let's see if I can go live on Periscope. Periscope likes to be fussy. There we go. All right. Let's see here. Let's see if we can, it should be going. So we're going to talk today about how to make live streaming work for your business. Excuse me, I've kind of got I have to have a frog in my throat when I start up this morning for whatever reason. And I'm still getting Periscope going. It likes to be finicky. It's saying fix errors. Oh, here we go. Let's see here. We got to make the source. At some point, I'm going to find a workflow that gets Periscope going right from the start. It likes to be finicky. It likes to give you a hard time and not fire up properly. Here we go. I think it's going to work now. Let's see here. There we go. It's working. Cool. Gotta paste this. And I'm just going to go live with it. It's fine. Okay, folks, let's get started. How to, and you know, I've got to fire up Instagram Live. Okay, we're live on Instagram. So now we have our quadcast going: YouTube Live, Facebook Live, Instagram, and Instagram Live, and Hey 10 Summits, and Periscope. Okay, so we're going to get through this morning. There's not a whole lot of news today on this Monday morning, February 13th. Live video in the news number 4. This is the 4th episode I've done. It's a quadcast: Facebook Live, Twitter Live, or Periscope, Instagram Live, and YouTube Live. Okay, so, hey, 10 Summits. Okay, so let's talk about what's in the news today. First, how to make live streaming work for your business. And I'm going to quote an article. Not necessarily quote, but I'm citing an article as far as this is the article that got me thinking about this morning, and I'm talking about what this article has to say. If you are on my Periscope feed, if you're on my YouTube Live, if you're on my Facebook Live, you're going to get the benefit of seeing the professional broadcast with the dialogue box over my shoulder with the website that I'm going to be talking about, the article I'm going to be talking about on the website that it's hosted on. If you're on, hey, Militia, thank you for all the love on Instagram. If you're on Instagram, you do not get the benefit of the professional broadcast with the extra graphics in the lower thirds and all that. But thanks for all the love on Instagram Live. Whoever just showed up is showing me major love, and I appreciate it greatly. Okay, let's talk about how to make live streaming video work for your business. This is an article I came across this morning, and I thought I would share it with you guys because it has some really interesting stuff. First of all, if you're doing any sort of entrepreneurial endeavors, you know that live streaming is a very important part of social media from here on out. I mean, for the rest of the of eternity, I suppose, as long as there's live video on the internet, it's going to be very important to you and your business. So this article that I'm displaying, if you're on the proper formats to see the article, it cites a number of bullet points, and we're going to go over them really quick. Keep it short, concise, and succinct. Look, I believe in that, particularly if you're doing what's not what I call live video, but it's what I call in-the-moment video, okay? Snapchat is in-the-moment video, as I refer to it. Snapchat when you record something on Snapchat, you then send it, and so it's not technically live. Every 10-second clip or 10 seconds or less clip that you send is not technically live. If somebody watches it immediately after you've posted it, it's no longer live. So I call that in the moment. That's in the moment. And that's the same thing with Instagram stories. They can't watch it live. They have to watch it in the moment. So it's, or right after the moment, might even be a better phrase. And I agree. And if you're doing snaps, if you're doing Instagram stories, you want to keep it short, concise, and succinct. You want to get in and get out quickly. You don't want to bore people with 30 or 40 snaps. And I use the word snap even for Instagram stories. Each 10 or 15 second clip, in my opinion, is a snap, okay? It's a snap. It's like a snapshot of time. You've sent it in, and if they want to watch the next snapshot of time, they can continue watching. So you want to be short. You don't want 30 or 40 10-second snaps in a row. That's not the point of that platform. Yes, you are watching me live. Thank you for joining me on Instagram. You're on a quadcast, by the way, so I'm broadcasting to 4 networks at the same time. Not many people do that. So short, concise, and succinct. So you want to get in and out quickly. Now, on the other hand, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Instagram Live, you can't necessarily be short, concise, and succinct. I know all those words are really mean the same thing, but this article used all 3. I'm using all 3. Look, with Facebook Live, YouTube, and Instagram, you have to be live long enough for people to even notice that you went live. So you can't get in and out in a heartbeat. If you get in and out in a heartbeat, people are going to be, by the time they even realize you went live, you're not live anymore. So, you know, I've read that, yeah, thank you, Quadcast, Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Periscope, and Instagram Live, all at one time. It's awesome. Helped by Wirecast. And Joycaster, Wirecast Joycaster, and an iPad for the Instagram Live because I can't send a signal to Instagram Live. So a platform like Facebook, YouTube Live, or Periscope requires you to be on longer, okay? People are going to expect for you to be on longer. Particularly if you want anybody to show up while you're live, you need to be on long enough for people to start showing up, to give people a chance to share your video, for people to get a chance to invite other people, particularly if you're on Periscope, to invite other people to come along. So you've got to be there for a while. So I usually, when I get started in the morning, I get my YouTube and my Facebook going, and people have to wait through a couple minutes of really not a lot of chit chat while I get Periscope fired up and get Instagram Live fired up. In the meantime, you know, people are having a chance to even see that I went live. And once I start talking, you know, maybe they're with me, maybe they're not. Okay. So we've talked about keep it short and concise. If you're doing Snapchat, Instagram stories, maybe considering doing it a little longer and a little more involved. If you're doing Facebook, you're doing YouTube, or you're doing Periscope. Okay, the article next says, go live regularly, and I couldn't agree more. Look, I started going live over a year ago now, and I have not been consistent. And I have a pretty decent little following on my live video channels, particularly on Snapchat and Instagram stories. But where I've been consistent on those platforms, where I've not been consistent is live broadcasting to Periscope, Facebook, and YouTube. In fact, I haven't even started until recently to start broadcasting to YouTube live. But you want to go live regularly. In fact, you want to make it a scheduled thing, something people can count on. Now, this little program that I've created, Live Video in the News, where I talk about items that I've found about social media and live video. This is my 4th weekday in a row going live. I haven't scheduled a time of day. I need to, first of all, the challenge was I need to go live every morning on weekdays. I need to go live every morning. That was the first challenge to myself. The second challenge to myself is going to be to pinpoint a time of the morning that I can go live every single morning. Thank you for all the love on Periscope. And when I address Periscope, folks, and I turn to my left, that's because I monitor Periscope on an iPad that's over here on my left. So that's the only way I can see what's going on Periscope is by, and quite often when I refer to people on Periscope, if I call you out by name and I'm looking over here, that's because I'm looking at Periscope at the moment that you're commenting or leaving your hearts or whatever. But I greatly appreciate your interaction with me. I really do. So going live regularly, once I get my shtick down on a daily basis, and I get on here and I go live on a daily basis, I will, and I feel comfortable doing it on a daily basis, I'm going to nail down a time, like 8 in the morning Pacific, 11 in the morning Eastern. I am on here every day talking about the news, what's in the news. So the first hurdle was just going live on a daily basis on weekdays. So this article says you need to go live regularly and even schedule it. Yes, I agree with that. That's huge. If people can depend on you each and every day to be there, whether they're there with you live or not, they'll come back and watch. Hey, thank you, Cash Chat. I'll talk to you soon. You and I will be connecting real soon. Thanks for the love. Yes, it is comparable to hitting the like button. So I'm going to dial in a time of day that I can be with you guys every day. Okay. Absent any exception, like I'm traveling or something along those lines. It'll probably be something like 8 in the morning, 8:30 in the morning Pacific, but go live regularly. This article cites the importance of going live regularly. I echo that. It's huge. Okay. You've got to do it. Introduce the takeaway at the beginning of the broadcast, telling people what's in it for them if they stick around and watch your broadcast. That can be huge, okay? People have very limited time in their day. Their attention span is next to nothing because everything moves so fast in the digital age. So people want to know right up front, how is sticking around with you today going to help their life, going to improve their life? What are they going to get out of it? Are they going to get some laughs? Are you going to entertain them? Are they going to get educated? Are you going to tell them something they didn't know? Help them with a problem in their life that they may not even realize they had, or maybe they realize they had it. Maybe they're having a problem figuring out live video, or maybe they have a problem figuring out Snapchat. Whatever it is, you're going to tell them up front, if you stick around, this is what you're going to get out of the broadcast today. Okay, that's huge. In a sense, it's like teasing the audience. You're not going to give them all the answers right at the beginning, but you're going to tell them what's in store for them if they stick around. The news does that all the time with the weather. They tell you, hey, look, we've got rain coming, but that'll be in our next segment in 10 minutes after the commercial break. And they tease you. They want to tell you, if you stick around, what are you going to get if you stick around? The Today Show does it. The Today Show actually milks it for way too long. I hate the Today Show, okay? I hate the Today Show, but my wife watches it in the morning getting ready, so I'm kind of, I'm kind of a slave to it in the morning. In fact, I hate it so much that even if my wife isn't there, I'm probably going to turn it on anyway. And watch it anyway, because I hate it. I hate the people on there, and I hate the way they do their whole show. But it's sometimes your dislike of something can cause you. It's like when somebody says, "Ooh, that's a bad smell." Everyone starts sniffing, right? They want to find out what the bad smell is. Well, that's what it is with the Today Show. I got to find out what the stink is. Every day there's a new stink. Thanks for the love on Periscope. So anyway, they will tell you, like, oh no, there's this horrible thing that's going on in a school. Every parent needs to know. They'll tell you that at the very beginning of the show, and then they show it to you an hour later, okay? And every time they're going to a commercial break, they remind you that this segment is coming up soon, and you can't miss it, okay? That's what's in it for you if you stick around, is you're going to find out what's going on in the schools that you need to know. And if you got a child, guess what? They've got you hooked. Okay, so consistent branding, text, graphics, logo, maybe your setting in the background, your set or your backdrop, or yeah, it is a way to keep you watching the commercials. Absolutely. And it's the metrics, the television shows, they get better ratings if they can keep you on the show for longer. With Facebook, you get better looks on your Facebook videos. Facebook promotes it more when people stick around for the entire thing rather than clicking in and clicking out. Periscope, all that, same thing. Thank you, Mindset, for the feedback. So, like myself or the Today Show, whoever, they want to keep you there longer. It helps with the ratings. It helps with the promotion. It helps get the message out there. It makes the broadcast a stronger broadcast. Consistent branding, text, graphics, logo. Okay, I started that and I kind of went back on the last point I was making. If you're watching me on Periscope, YouTube, or Facebook Live. It doesn't matter if it's live or not. It could be replay, but you're getting the benefit of my professional broadcast. My friends on Instagram Live are not getting the benefit of my live broadcast because I can't send the same signal to Instagram that I can send to the other 3 platforms because Instagram hasn't opened up their API. But if you're watching me on Periscope, and you can find me there, Todd Bergen is my name at Periscope. If you're watching me on YouTube, you can type in Todd Bergen in the search bar. You'll find me. You can watch me there. Or you can go to my Facebook Live page, which is Todd, Todd.LIVE, L-I-V-E, page, Todd.LIVE page. 4 words, Todd.LIVE page. No symbols in there. You can find me at Facebook. You can follow that page, leave a comment, whatever. Let me know you joined me there. But if you're watching me on one of those 3 platforms that is not Instagram Live, you're getting the benefit of the professional broadcast. I'm using Wirecast, and I've got the lower thirds. It says live video in the news with the subject, current live video news, events, updates. I've got the live designation in the red box. I've got my branding, my Todd.LIVE emblem, my logo that says Todd.LIVE, engage the world, which is my tagline, my trademarked tagline. So you're getting that if you're watching on Periscope, Facebook, or YouTube. You're not getting that on Instagram Live. That is consistent branding. Every day, the only thing that changes is the number. Today is number 4. Or Friday was number 3. So I have created my entire broadcast here, and I'm using it every day. Will that change at some point? Sure. I'm going to adjust it and do some things differently, I'm sure, at some point as I grow and evolve with this channel. But consistent branding. Yes, Wirecast and Joycaster, which is now known as Switchboard.io, I think. That's what sends. So I send a broadcast, and I'm going off on a tangent, folks, from my article that I'm talking about. I send a signal from Wirecast, which is on my computer, to Joycaster. Joycaster is like a cloud, and it splits up the signal to Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. And that way, my computer doesn't have to send out 3 signals, and it uses all the resources and makes my computer melt down. So I can send one signal to, hey, Ginger, good to see you. I can send one signal to Joycaster, and then Joycaster, that software, that network or platform has the burden of sending my signal out to 3 different places. So I only send one signal. It makes it so the sound and video is better. Everything is better. But the problem is with Instagram Live, you can't send the signal to Instagram Live because they haven't opened up the API. So I have to have Instagram Live separate and live on an iPad. And so that's why the Instagram Live people do not get the lower thirds and the branding and the live designation and all that, is because they're not getting that signal. They're getting a separate signal. Okay, so back to my list of things that are going to, that live video is important for your business and why it will work for your business. Okay, so far we've talked about keeping it short, concise, succinct, go live regularly, introduce the takeaway at the beginning, consistent branding, share your videos off. Now they say share your videos offline. It's really sharing them online, okay? Because you're repurposing them. Let's say I take these live videos and go and embed it in my website. Well, that's still online. It's just in replay now. So they call it share videos offline. I think they just misspoke there. But it's basically repurposing. When you create a video somewhere, thank you for all the love on Periscope. When you create a video somewhere, you want to use it and get as much play out of each and every video as you can. So you want to take it to other places and post it. So, you take it and post it on your website, you take it and post it on Medium, maybe you slip it in an email and send it to your email list. So you want to repurpose your video and get more mileage out of each and every minute you spend in front of the camera. That's going to help you out. Engage the audience. If you've noticed today, I've actually engaged people. A couple of people have commented on my video on Instagram Live. A couple of people have given me lots of hearts on Instagram Live. I've addressed that and thanked them for it. Same thing on Periscope. People have commented. People have given me hearts. They've shown their love. If people share, if they retweet, if they invite their Twitter group to join the broadcast, you want to call that out. Even if you have to break away from the middle of your shtick, and sometimes you can't do that because it's easy to get sidetracked, but you want to make sure that you acknowledge and engage the audience. Ask them questions when you can. Ask them questions. Ask them to participate in any way that they can imagine participating. Some broadcasts will let you bring them in to join the discussion. I am not doing that right now, but I'll be doing that soon. But you want to engage the audience. You want them to become engaged in your broadcast, because if they feel like they're a part of your broadcast and you're acknowledging them, there's a higher likelihood that they're going to enjoy the broadcast. They're going to get more out of it. They're going to come back. They're going to tell their friends. They're going to share it, whatever. So engage the audience. The audience is your friend. You need to covet and nurture each and every person that comes along. You know, just give them, show them as much love as you possibly can. Believe me, it'll pay in dividends. Conduct interviews. Right now, I only interview podcasting, but yes, live video interviews are huge right now. I will be doing that in the near future. If you want to get in on that, follow my Facebook page. You can type in the search bar on Facebook, Todd.LIVE, Todd.live, or you can change the URL and it's Todd.live page, all four words spelled out. Join me on Facebook, follow that page. But interviews, it is better than watching TV. And a lot of people watch TV while they're watching live video. I usually have something going on the TV if I'm sitting in the living room at night while I'm watching live video, and I've got my headset on. Maybe there's something on the TV that I'm kind of half-assed paying attention to, and I'm bouncing back and forth between the live video and the television set. And my wife, who, you know, she doesn't get third billing though, right? She gets first billing. Okay, plan ahead. Your live video, thank you for the love. Your live video broadcast, plan ahead. Look, anything you can do to plan ahead to let people know that you're coming on the air, the better, because then they can join you on Facebook. They allow for you to schedule your live video, and people can actually push a button on that to let them know that you went live. It's a reminder. It's a little, you know, it lets them know that you went live so that they can be there if they don't want to miss it. The other way of planning ahead is by letting people know that you're on daily. Okay, like me, right now I'm on daily. Now, I don't have a certain time of day that I go on every day, but I'm going live daily with this broadcast. Tomorrow, there will be a live video in the news, number 5. Wednesday, there will be a live video in the news, number 6. So I'm going live daily. At some point, when I kind of get my groove going, I'm going to let you guys know that I'm going live daily every morning at 8:30. Thanks for the love on Periscope. That I will let you know that I'm going live every day at 8:30 or 9 o'clock or whatever time I choose that works for me to do this broadcast. I'm going to do that. So plan ahead, preparedness versus spontaneity. You know, you can go live, you know, in the moment without telling anyone you're doing it. It's great. I love doing it. But it doesn't allow people to plan to be there with you. On the other hand, if you let people know that you're going live every day at a certain time, they can plan ahead. So both are useful depending on the kind of broadcast that you're using. The other thing, when I think of preparedness versus spontaneity, you know, since I've started doing the live video in the news, I've been trying to figure out how I'm going to do my routine every day so that I can get in and get out, give you guys the most bang for your moment spent with me, and then everybody can move on and get about their day. And sorry, I feel like I need a Kleenex. I mean, my nose keeps tickling me. I've been fighting a cold, and if I keep going like this, it's not because I did a line a minute ago. I promise. Okay, I've never done that. But anyway, planning ahead. So part of what I'm trying to do is figure out what's going to work for me. So each day I get into the office here and I start pouring over the news to figure out what I want to talk to you guys about. Okay. I need to quit doing that. I need to be more prepared and do it the night before so that I can come in and just turn on the cameras and start going. So, you know, it's preparedness for me as much as it is preparedness for you. Preparedness all around makes for a better broadcast, makes for a better experience for everybody. Okay, so that basically cancels out that article. So I'm going to clear that one out. So, you know, let's go over it really quick in a nutshell. How to make live streaming video work for your business. These are some things to think about. Keep it short and concise. Yes, in the moment videos, after the moment videos like Snapchat, Instagram stories. No for Periscope, Facebook Live, and YouTube Live. Those last 3 need to be a little longer. They need to be more substantial. Hey, Forsyth, you want people to be able to have time to show up. You want people to have time to be able to discover you. You want people to have time to get there and be entertained, be educated, have some fun, interact, whatever. Okay, go live regularly. That's big. Introduce the takeaway at the beginning. Let people know what's in it for them if they stick around and hang out with you. That's huge. Consistent branding, text, graphics, logo. If you're watching me on any of the 3 platforms or I'm doing 4 platforms right now, Instagram Live, YouTube Live, Periscope, and Facebook Live, If you're watching me on any of those but Instagram, you are getting the benefit of the professional video with the consistent branding. You see my lower thirds with my logo and the live designation. So you see that. You get to enjoy that. My Instagram Live folk, you do not get to enjoy that because I can't send the signal to Instagram Live, unfortunately. Hopefully that'll change in the future. So consistent branding. Share videos offline. You want to repurpose your content. Put them on your website. Put them on Medium if you can. Put them in emails and send them to your list. Whatever. You want to get your content. You want to get as much. You want one piece of video. You want it to go as many places as you can. One caveat I will say, you don't want to take all your Snapchat content and go post the same exact stuff on Instagram stories because people following you on Snapchat then have to watch it on Instagram stories as well. Thank you, Ginger. So you don't want to do that. You need your content on Snapchat to be different than on Instagram stories. I actually had a big conversation about this with a guy the other day. Thanks for the love, folks. You want different content on each platform. I do share some of the content, and thanks for the love on Instagram. I do share some of the content. I do take some of my Instagram or Snapchat content over to Instagram. It's very rare, but on occasion, something I think is just so fun that I just have to go share it over on the other platform. Okay, conduct interviews. You want to conduct interviews as much as possible. You know, get other thought leaders, get other people who your crowd might be interested in hearing and interview them. Have conversations, interact, have a beer, have a coffee, whatever. Chit chat. People love it, okay? And the final one, plan ahead. Be prepared. You want to let people know when you're going live, what day, what time, what your schedule is, but you also want to be prepared. You need to get a shtick that's going where you can just flick on the cameras and go live when you're ready to go live. You don't have to do all this other nonsense. Okay, next story. Let me load this up on my browser. Why Facebook is more valuable than Twitter, as if we needed somebody to really tell us it and roll up their sleeves and dig in. This is Yahoo News. Okay, look, the only reason why I really talk about this is because the statistics are just staggering, okay? In 2015, Facebook added, 606 million users. Facebook had 606 million users in the US and Canada alone at the end of 2015, okay? And that was up 170 million from 2014. Huge, 170 million in 1 year, new people. And that was recently. That was 2014, 2015, not too long ago, although in internet terms, that's eons ago, but it's still not too long ago in the big picture. In the same period in Europe, Facebook added 224 million. The article did not give what they started with at 2014, 2015, but they were up 224 million during the same period. So their growth in Europe was even more substantial than in the US and Canada. During the same period, Twitter was up 2 million. 170 million and 224 million and 2 million. Okay. Twitter's growth is non-existent for the most part, right? Lee, thanks for joining me on Instagram Live. So look, if that alone doesn't tell you why, in fact, that's the only thing the article cited as to why Facebook is more valuable than Twitter. It's kind of one of those duh moments. Yes, it is. It's amazing. Everyone's coming online. It's one of those duh moments. We all know that Facebook's way more valuable than Twitter. Twitter's in a major tailspin right now. There's a lot of people, including myself, that hopes Twitter survives the tailspin. In fact, a lot of us think that Twitter will get bought up once the stock price gets low enough, because somebody will figure it out. But the people running Twitter don't know their head from a hole in the ground. So they're having big problems. So let's move on to the final story. Give me just a moment here. A misspelled. Now, this article, I think, is just a bunch of clickbait. And it's a bunch of nonsense. And it was probably put forth by some liberal who is, they just want to slam the new head of the Department of Education because she was hotly contested. The liberals did not want her because she believes in school choice in education and not the way it's run now, where you have absolutely no choice in how your children are educated and everything is controlled by the unions. So this lady is anti all that, and the Democrats have just thrown this major fit. So they've logged in on this thing with, and the title of the article is "A Misspelled Tweet from the Department of Education Causes Twitter Hysteria." Okay, Twitter hysteria. Yes, thank you for joining me, Forsyth. Twitter hysteria. Now, the interesting thing about this article is they only cite, normally when there's Twitter hysteria, they show you 10, 20, 30 tweets where people are outraged at the hysteria. The misspelling was, I don't know how you pronounce this guy's name. It's Du Bois. I don't know. W-E-D Du Bois. Maybe I should know who he is. I was an English major in college. This guy, I think, was an author, and he's a black guy, and so he's being celebrated. It's African American Month, I guess, and he's being celebrated, and the Department of Education, whoever did the tweet, spelled his last name. Instead of spelling it D-U-B-O-I-S, they spelled it D-E-B-O-I-S. And supposedly there was hysteria. The article says there was hysteria, but they only cite one person who tweeted a problem with it, Chelsea Clinton. Well, actually, they might have cited 2 or 3, but they only have an image for one. They have Chelsea Clinton. Like, she's really the... Yes, emotional, initial, yeah. And not only, well, first of all, the left only operates on emotion anyway. That's a conversation I don't need to get in on, but they only operate on emotion anyway. In this article, I think it's clickbait. But yes, Chelsea Clinton noticed the error, and is it funny or sad or funny that our department, and what is that? Is it funny or sad funny? Okay, she's bashing Chelsea Clinton. I just now noticed this. Chelsea Clinton is bashing the misspelling of a man's name, who he does have a peculiar name. It's W.E.B. Du Bois. D-U, capital D, little u, large, uppercase B-O-I-S. So somebody typed in E instead of U. Oh my God, hell's bells. But in Chelsea Clinton's tweet, where she's slamming and making fun of the mistake, she uses improper grammar. Now, I know that on Twitter, you only get 140 characters or whatever you get, but still, if you're going to slam a misspelling, at least you can get the grammar correct in your tweet. And even if you don't have the space, hey, Karen Counts, good to see you. Even if you don't have the space to get in the exact message, that forces you to be creative and find a way to use your space properly. And if you're going to be, thank you for all the love, if you're going to be a spell check Nazi, then you better damn well get your grammar correct in your tweet. Is it funny or sad funny? There's no such thing as sad funny. Maybe if there was a slash in there, sad/funny or sad-funny. She chose not to. So yeah, thanks for all the love on Periscope. That our department of similar name of the great. Okay, so she got the rest of it grammatically correct, but she did get that wrong. So, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. She's going to be a spelling Nazi, then she needs to get her grammar correct. They did cite one commenter tweeted. That could be bullshit. Somebody writing this article could have said one commenter out there and just created their own tweet. Looks like Betsy DeVos is in charge now. And I don't know, maybe they spelled Betsy DeVos' name wrong. I don't know how you spell DeVos, but they spelled it D-E-V-O-S with a D, capital D, lowercase e, capital V. So Betsy DeVos, maybe that's misspelled wrong. I don't know, because I don't know how she spells her name wrong, but it would be humorous for them to say, looks like Betsy DeVos, they spell her name wrong, is in charge now. I mean, that would be a valid way to slam her, I suppose. But anyway, this article is clickbait, but I thought it was funny that there's hysteria, there's Twitter hysteria, but the article, either they were too lazy to cite more than 1 or 2 tweets that they found, or these tweets didn't exist and there really wasn't any hysteria, right? We all know that could be true. So, look, that basically wipes out the news that I have for you guys today. There wasn't a lot, but I liked that we got to talk for a good amount of time about how to make live streaming video work for your business. That is huge. That's an article I'm going to bookmark, or maybe not. I took some bullet points. I may just keep my bullet points. These are all things that I already knew before the article. They just kind of refreshed my memory as to, what are some things to key in on and help people with when they are getting started with live video. That's something that I do, is help people get their live video, get their messaging down. They get their scheduling down, get them prepared to go in front of the camera. A lot of people have a lot of, I don't want to say they're silly objections, but in a way they are. I mean, it's like, it's 2017. Just flip on the camera. And I mean, in the days of selfies, should we really be worried about how we're going to appear in live video down to the minutia? Thank you for reaching out, my friend. 10 Summits on Periscope. Look, in the days of selfies, I mean, everyone's taking horrible selfies and put them on Facebook, right? So, I mean, I guess I can get it's, you know, you really want to hone your message. But I mean, I guess if I was really worried about every little detail of my live video broadcast, I guess I wouldn't show up unshaved with a ball cap and workout clothes on. But look, this is how I work in my day. This is how I spend my day. And you guys are going to join me in my natural state. Okay. If you want to look at somebody polished, go turn on your evening news. Those people comb out their hair. You know, they've got stylists doing their hair, doing their face. Have you ever watched the news and when those people turn their head to the side, their head really looks funky because they've got that head of hair and they've poofed it out to make it look right from the front. But when they turn their head sideways, it looks ridiculous. Okay. They're all made up for facing you on the camera. They got their clothes just right. They've got their makeup just right. They got their hair just right. I'm not doing that. Okay. I'm turning on stuff and going live. You're getting me in my natural state. This is my work center behind me. I've got a desk way back there that has a TV and an iPad running on it. That's where I get a lot of work done. That's not any part of my studio. It's just a desk. It's an office desk. The studio over here on the side is my podcast desk. And this is my live video desk. So I've got a microphone and a mixer over here. You can't see the mixer for the live video. I've got a mixer for the podcast. I've got other stuff over there for the podcast. All my live videos over here. All my podcasting's over here. You are seeing me in my natural state in a condo that I used to live in 10 years ago that I recently vacated. I had tenants in here for 10 years and I vacated it out. So I had a place to go and work every day. So the rest of this condo is totally empty. 700 square feet. There's no furniture whatsoever except for a treadmill in one room. And this is where I do my broadcasting. This is what you get. And when you tune in with me, this is what you're going to get. You're going to get me in my natural state, having fun, sharing with you what I think is important, reaching out, interacting with you guys, and having some fun on a daily basis. So with that, I see that I have been streaming now for about 35, 40 minutes. So we are going to end it with that. Listen, thank you so much, Periscope friends. My friends over here on Periscope, you join me quite a bit. Thank you so much. Instagram, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate 10 Summits. Yes, authentic. I agree. In fact, that's a kind of, you made that point, authenticity. That article left out authenticity. I'm going to write that down. That article left out authenticity. Great point. I'm sorry that I always have to look over to the side when I'm talking to my Periscope people. That's where my Periscope people exist in my mind because you're on an iPad over here on my left. Authenticity. Great point. That article left it out. Huge point, actually. But that's what you're getting with me. Listen, on Periscope, you can find me, Todd Bergin, Bergin. That's Twitter. That's Periscope. Follow me on both. Reach out, share, like, retweet, invite people to join, whatever. If you want to join me on Facebook Live, I do send my broadcast there. It's Todd.LIVE. If you put in the search bar, Todd.LIVE, just as you see it on the screen there, you will find my page under pages. It's easy. Or you can go in and put Todd.LIVE page, all 4 words spelled out in a row, all with no spaces. You will find my page. YouTube, Todd Bergin, just like on Twitter. Instagram, Todd.LIVE. It's easy. I'm either Todd Bergin or Todd.LIVE everywhere. So some platforms allow me to use a period, some don't. Where I can't use a period, I'm Todd Bergin or Todd.LIVE spelled out. It's one of those things. It's irritating. You want consistent branding across the board as best you can so people can find you everywhere they can find you. Listen, like, review, share, comment, retweet, whatever. I love you guys. Thank you for spending time with me today. I will be here tomorrow, probably around the same time, 8 o'clock Pacific. I should be here with live video in the news number 5. Oh, and on Snapchat, Todd.LIVE. I'm huge on Snapchat. Not huge as far as I'm not. Look, I have a new account. Todd.LIVE is a new account. I had another account, Divorce Workforce, without the E on the end. It still exists, but I don't broadcast there anymore. I had thousands and thousands of followers there. I gave it up because I wanted consistent branding. So I changed my account to Todd.LIVE. I wasn't able to take all those people with me. So each day on Divorce Workforce, I put up a screenshot and say, hey, go follow me on my new account. So I'm kind of starting from scratch. In the month of January, I started this account. That's where I'm doing my broadcasting, Todd.LIVE on Snapchat. Join me there. Reach out. Let me know that you found me on Periscope, Instagram, YouTube, wherever, and that you're joining me on Snapchat because that's how I follow you back. I don't follow anyone back on Snapchat unless I've got a connection to you from somewhere else. There's just way too many people. But we're having a lot of fun on Snapchat. I'm active there, very active, and I would love to see you guys there. With that, there's all the shameless plugs. I'm out of here. So have a great night. I'm going to close out Instagram, Periscope, all that stuff. Have a great night. I'll see you all tomorrow.